Hi, I'm Colton with Porsche Center Calgary, and this is one of our new pre-owned vehicles. Really cool car. It's a 2018 718 Cayman GTS, which is a bit of a mouthful, but really cool car, as I say. So for 2017, the Caymans changed quite a bit, and they got that new 718 designation. So that tells you that this is the new 4-cylinder car now, but where the old ones were 6 cylinders naturally aspirated, these are now twin turbocharged. And this GTS version is the most powerful of the bunch. So 365 horsepower in this one and 309 pound-feet of torque. And it's really the torque that's the most important piece. So more horsepower than the cars ever had before. And that's great, but the torque is far more important. And it comes in at much lower RPM than it used to. So you really don't have to work to access any of that power. Meaning the track time that this car will do is kind of equivalent or actually faster even than the GT4, which is the kind of the track specialized version of the car, but it just doesn't make the torque that this motor does. So I strongly prefer this one. But anyhow, this vehicle in particular, black, obviously. With the GTS, you get a lot of other black accents. So this is the standard wheel on the GTS. It's a 20-inch Carrera S wheel, painted in the matte black, which is pretty cool. You also get the tinted taillights. These ones are the bi-xenon with PDLS, Porsche Dynamic Lighting System, so they'll turn and look further down the road and all that stuff depending on your speed. You also get the tinted taillights in back to kind of carry over that black theme, as well the sport exhaust, which is also standard. You've got the sport tailpipes. They're black too on the GTS, and so is the badging on the back. So going with the black paint, it's all black. Pretty cool looking. A couple of other things on the outside. This particular one already has the protective film all the way up to the top of the hood, top of the fender here. Your bumper will be wrapped. They did a few extra pieces as well. Side mirror is done. So is your A-pillar here and your eyebrow. All that stuff's already got the protective film. So you've got a couple of grand worth of value built in there. You know, bonus the first guy paid for that. Moving on to the inside. This one has the Gts Interior Package in black with the carmine red stitch. It's probably the most popular way to go when you're going with the GTS. So with that, you get the leather on the dashboard, leather on the top of the doors. You get that contrasting stitch, as I said, in the carmine red. But then you get the Alcantara in the seat centers, which is a little bit grippier than the leather. You also get the Alcantara on the steering wheel, again, a little bit grippier, a little bit more kind of motorsport inspired, right? So looks and feels really cool in there. I like having all the extra leather in Alcantara. It's a nice touch. As well, with the GTS, you get your Sport Chrono package, so you won't see that on the option list, but it's there, it's standard, just like the Sport exhaust I mentioned before. So you have your Sport, Sport Plus, and individual modes. Now, because this one has the PDK, the dual clutch transmission, you also get, launch control, which is pretty neat, but also a little button inside that mode selector that's called the Sport Response button. And when you press that, you get a 20-second countdown clock that comes up in your gauges there, and you kind of have all the power available to you right then. So it's holding back pressure in the turbos, and it's like a push to pass kind of idea. Works super well. Pretty cool thing to have. This one also has the Sport PASM, right? So the Porsche Active Suspension Management, but the lower version of that, 20 millimeters lower than you'd get on the standard Cayman. So it is quite noticeable. Something to be aware of, frankly, when you're pulling in and out of parking lots. It's going to be quite low. And actually, on that note, the Sport Design Package, which is optional on the other Caymans, also standard on the GTS, so you'll notice front end looks a little bit different compared to the other ones, right? That bumper is styled a little bit differently. Along the sides and things too, there's a few little tweaks that separate the GTSs. Again, you can add that to an S or a base Cayman, but all GTSs will automatically have that. Some other content that we added, the previous owner, heated seats in this one, pretty well a must-have. Not a standard feature though, so something to look out for. This one does have the heated seats. Also has the let me reference my cheat sheet here. Has the power folding mirrors and the power steering plus as well, which makes for a lighter steering effort at lower speeds when you're in a parking lot, but then weights it up more under higher speeds. Not a bad option to have. Also has the navigation, another thing that some people assume is standard is an option, but it has that, the Porsche Nav in there. As well. So in this year, you could either do the Porsche navigation or the Apple CarPlay or both. This one has both. So it has the Connect Plus option as well. That's what gives you the CarPlay, as well as some other features. If you want to have a data plan for your car, you can get a SIM card, plug that in, and to access things like weather and traffic and flights and all that kind of information directly on the PCM and your kind of infotainment system there. So pretty cool stuff to have, actually. Oh, and I should have mentioned too, another subtle thing that I like. When you go with the Gts Interior Package, as well as the Carmine Red stitch, you get the Carmine Red center dial. Your rev counter is in that red too, which does give you a bit of just a sportier vibe. Content-wise, that's basically what's been optioned on this one, but some important stuff to be aware of. So now it is a Porsche-approved, certified pre-owned vehicle, which means that it's been through our inspection and reconditioning process, and comes with extra warranty. Now it actually, I think due to a clerical error, is a little over-serviced. So this one's actually already had its intermediate service, so you don't have anything to worry about there. Maintenance is more than up to date, wouldn't need anything for a year or another 15,000 kilometers. As well, so I mentioned that warranty. Now this one was put into service March 5th of 2018. So on a new car, you would have 4 years from that date, or 80,000 kilometers. With the certified ones, it gets bumped up to 6 years, and actually unlimited kilometers. So you've got a ton of warranty on this one. It was registered, a little bit over a year ago, but means you still have far more warranty than you get with a new car, which is pretty cool. And again, just a good value with these slightly used ones. More warranty than new, and stuff like the film that's already in there, and obviously a bit of a depreciated price compared to what you would have paid for up front. Kilometer-wise, this one is at 7,800 and change, so still under 8,000 kilometers. It's barely being driven. Just an awesome value, as I say. Hardly any use, tons of warranty, and a depreciated price. So come down, take a look at it, and if you'd like to take it for a drive, we'd be happy to do that too. Thanks a lot for watching.